Hey everybody, this is Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. First, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who comes by and supports my page. It really does mean a lot to me. If you all can please press the like or dislike button and subscribe, comment, or even email me if you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns. My email is always going to be in the description box. Again, thank you for visiting my channel. Hey guys, it's Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. So I had to jump in real quick and give this message. First, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for visiting my page. Thank you for showing support and being concerned about the injustices that Black women and children face every day in the United States. I really do appreciate your support. You don't know how much that means to me, especially because I myself am a Black woman. I'd also like to put this quick disclaimer out there. Do not come to my page victim shaming or blaming. You will be immediately blocked for that. I do not tolerate it. There is no need for it. And I'm pretty sure you knew what you were saying in the comment before you posted it. So be respectful. Many of the victims, their families come back and they visit this page. I am their advocate. This is their safe space. No disrespect will be tolerated. You all have a good day. I'm going to let you go back into the commentary. Every 5.5 hours in the United States of America, a Black woman or child is murdered. Stop killing Black women. Stop killing Black children. Wait, hold up. Now, before we get started in today's topic, I wanted to share one last but important and exciting thing with y'all. So I have been communicating with the ladies over at Black Femicide US, and this year's 2022 Black Women's March is going to be held in August. It's going to be held precisely August 27th, 2022. That's a Saturday, y'all, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be marching around the city. Yes, you heard me correctly. I said we're, because Candace Yvette is going to be in attendance, and I am honored to be there. I feel privileged to be there. There's going to be raffles. There's going to be food. There's going to be guest speakers. So if you can, please come out and join us. If you can't join us physically, support us virtually. Share and like this video. Share it with all your friends, or if you can't share the video, go over to Black Femicide's Instagram or their Facebook page, find this flyer and share it. I'm going to read their statement before I go into today's topic. It's one that, even though they wrote, I agree with it as well. So it says, we're going to be marching for the liberation of Black women and girls. We march to bring awareness to the issues that Black women and girls face uniquely and disproportionately. We march to honor Black women and girls and to discuss our plan of action on our future in this country that directly ties to our liberation. Beautiful statement. So I hope you guys can come out and join us. Again, the date is August 27th of 2022. The place is Washington, D.C. We're going to be meeting at the Washington Monument, okay? Washington Monument. So if you can be there, be there. If you need more information, just email me or send Black Femicide US a DM. All right, now it's time to go into our topic.
Two individuals broke into a residence while conducting the burglary. One of the individuals attacked one of the people inside that residence, raping her.
Thankfully, she's recovering in the hospital. There are not life-threatening injuries.
It looks like it's two male blacks. Looks like they're possibly teenagers or somewhere in their young 20s. This is a horrible incident. We put the video out. If anybody has seen these individuals, we're asking, please call our Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-220-TIPS. We put a lot of resources over to make sure we apprehend this individual as quickly as possible.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Candace Yvette, and I am back with another case. This one coming to us out of Suffolk County, New York. And y'all, I don't really know where to start with this one. The only thing I can say about this case is this. if this isn't evidence that there is a clear issue going on in our community amongst black males, then I don't know what is. I don't know what is. But let me just jump right into this. So it says Suffolk County Police are asking for your help in identifying 2 males who are wanted for a burglary and for S-word assault. The Suffolk County Crime Stoppers is offering $2,500 fast cash reward for any information leading to an arrest. 2 males enter a Mastic Beach home at approximately 4 p.m. on April 19th, and one of the males S-word and physically assaulted a female occupant. The males fled with cash and property. The woman was treated at a local hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. The males were described as black and in their teens or early 20s. One male was wearing a dark color hooded sweatshirt and dark pants with a white stripe. The second male was wearing a light color hooded sweatshirt and light colored pants. Any information, call Crime Stoppers. Okay, and the number is 1-800-220-TIPS. But I had found another article that had a little bit more information on it, so I'm going to read that one as well. And it says a 14-year-old male allegedly broke into a woman's home, raped her, and in front of her daughter. So they did this in front of this young woman's child. Okay, this woman was 23 years old, y'all. Obviously, they must have identified who the young man was, because they're giving his exact age, and they're probably not completely revealing his identification because of his age. Okay, but we'll keep reading. According to the statement from the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office on April 19th at approximately 3:15 p.m., a 14-year-old suspect and the suspect's accomplice allegedly broke into a woman's home in Long Island's Mastic Beach neighborhood after they saw a resident drive away. Okay. When they entered the home, they came across a locked door and kicked it in. There, they found a 23-year-old woman and her 4-year-old daughter. The district attorney's office says that the 14-year-old ordered the woman to unlock her cell phone as the accomplice allegedly went through the bedroom looking for property to steal. As this occurred, the teen allegedly S-word assaulted the woman and choked her while her daughter was in close proximity. Y'all, if that don't sound animalistic, I don't know what the fuck does. For real. If that don't sound animalistic, I don't know what does. You know, and you have to wonder what environment are some of these young males being raised in. And I don't want to, hear anybody just saying, oh, it's up to the mothers. No, it's on both parents. No matter which gender of your child is, it's on both parents. You don't get to put all the responsibility for this type of stuff happening on one parent. You put it on both the parents, and in some cases, some of these parents go out here and they do every fucking thing right for their kids. They try their best by their kids, and the child still comes out like this. That's one of the questions that I want y'all to address. Like, what do y'all think is going on in the minds of these young black males? Because I can't really even put it on the parents, because and I hate having to give my own personal experiences, but sometimes that's all I have to go off of. I have a child within that demographic, okay? My child is 16. He's in college and he's in high school. He's going to college for engineering. So by the time he leaves high school, when he graduates, he will have a degree in engineering, and he will have his high school diploma at the same time that he graduates high school. But one thing, because my son is homeschooled, one thing that I realized with my son was, even though I was a kind of parent that did everything that I could to, steer this little boy in the right direction and all, I noticed that it wasn't just like, I'm not my child's only influence. Y'all see what I'm saying? So I wonder who else these young boys are hanging around. This is why when my son was 12, before that testosterone started pumping in, like I said on another video, when I noticed those signs of that testosterone pumping in, and you'll notice it because little boys, they will challenge you more. They will challenge you more and all. So you will notice it. If you're a single parent and you just happen to be the mother in the situation, mom, you will notice those signs because they will challenge you. They will try to, buck on you. A lot of people where I'm from, they call it bucking. They'll try to buck on you. And when you see that, that's when you got to seclude this little boy, and that's what I did with my child. I secluded him. And the minute I did, he did a total 180-degree turnaround. He gets straight A's. He helps the neighbors. Like I have a neighbor who has chronic COPD. Y'all know I like educating on this channel. So chronic it just means long term. It doesn't mean aggressive COPD or anything like that. A lot of people think the word chronic means aggressive. No, a chronic just means that it's a long-term disease. He'll have it for either the rest of his life or a long time, right? But my son, whenever this man needs help going up to his apartment, my son will help him with his groceries. He'll help him with anything, clean out his car, what have you, right? Boy did a 180-degree turnaround. So even though I question where this young man's parents are, I question the environment that he's being raised in. I am not going to sit up here and be ignorant like I hear a lot of people say, where are the mothers? No, where the fuck are the fathers? You know what I'm saying? Because they love saying, oh, well, women can't raise no sons. You can't teach a boy how to be a man. And you know that saying that some single parents who are mothers, they used to say back in the day, well, I'm their mother and the father. And they used to say that because they realized they took on their role, but they also took on the masculine role of providing and protecting the child as well. When the other parent, most times it's the father who happened to walk away. And so when men started to hear that, they would shame these women and say, well, you can't teach a boy how to be a man. And you know what? I agree. Most mothers cannot teach their children how to be men and all. So where are the fathers? But they don't ever want to address that. They want to pinpoint in and keep the focus in on the women. And that's just not right. That tells you that they don't want to face the truth that something is up with their demographic. The one thing that we see in this case is what? This 14-year-old boy, he was not by himself. He was with an accomplice. What did that young lady say in the recent video about the feud down in Alabama? She said it'd be the friends for her, right? Y'all, if y'all didn't watch that video, it's the Erica Reese case, and I covered it. And it's a young woman giving her account, and it says it'd be the friends for her. So in Brittany's words, I'm telling y'all, when it comes to black males and raising and rearing of black males, you need to watch their friends, okay? And I hate to say this, but yeah, like you have to watch the friends no matter what demographic the friends are, of course. But when they're hanging around other black males like themselves, you need to seriously vet their friends. Those other black males, one thing that I learned about that demographic from a mother's point of view, because I have a son, is it's like a shark pool. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I've learned about sharks or alligators is like an alligator. It's like a swamp. Alligators and sharks are both cannibals. They eat each other. Okay, they eat each other, they tear each other down. And what do we see all the time in the black community? We see these males shoot each other. We see these males, like I hear oftentimes how these males can be jealous of one another. And like I said, they unalive each other. They influence each other to get into the wrong activities. And something that's often not talked about when it comes to this demographic is how they beat down on the other black males, the young child's self-esteem. Like when I finally withdrew my son from public school at the age of 12, they beat down his self-esteem so bad, okay, to the point where he had, just like they say women do when women have been through some traumatic situations in relationships, it's the same with men. They just egotistical and they don't want to admit it, understand? But they have beat down his self-esteem so bad to the point where he had such a brick wall up around how he really felt about himself, how he identified, how he seen himself, that it took me 2 years, y'all, in homeschool. And I like to call the first 2 years that I homeschooled my son makeshift homeschool, because neither me nor him knew what the fuck we was doing. But I was determined. I was determined that nobody who I damn near died to get here would live a crazy lifestyle like that. He wouldn't have to worry about the boys on the corner. He wouldn't have to worry about the fake friends or the wolves in sheep's clothing. He would have to worry about me, because I would take him out quicker than I would ever let them take him out. Because I know as a mother, I would not be able to live and know my son turned into the exact kind of black male that I cannot stand. Okay? And you understand that I said the exact kind of black male that I cannot stand, because obviously, and I get tired of saying this too, because black men do not give black women disclaimers. They just lump us all together when they are talking about us. So I don't like to give disclaimers for them, because they don't give it to us. But that type, that toxic type that run around the community, they robbing people, like this little 14-year-old boy, graping people, doing all this shit. I couldn't live, y'all. I knew I wasn't going to be able to take that. And I know it sounds crazy that I'm saying this, but when I pulled my son out of public school, y'all, I knew one or two things was going to happen. He was either going to change, or I was going to do me some serious time. And I'm speaking straight from the heart. I was prepared to do serious time. And at that time in my life, I really didn't give a fuck. I didn't care, because one thing I notice about single black mothers is we get a bad rap anyways, no matter if we're doing what we're supposed to do, because of the stereotypes and what people see in the like in the media with propaganda and all of that. We get a bad rap anyways, one. And then two, I was tired of, like a lot of single moms go through. You get tired of trying to force the other party to step in and do their part and all, and you taking on the brunt of everything. I got tired of that, and I didn't care. At that point in my life, I was like, you know what? If I had to do some time or whatever for taking this little boy out this world, then I'm just going to sit down and do some time. But hopefully, while I'm in my 23-hour lockdown and all, I can have peace of mind. That's all I wanted at that time. I didn't care about sleeping in no uncomfortable bunk. I didn't care about none of that. Eating fucked up food every day. I didn't care about any of that. And I gave this little boy two. I drove him out to the graveyard, y'all. I put a real scare in my son when I pulled him out of public school. I put a real scare into him. Okay, and I told him, one, your option is to go through Candace's homeschool, get your act together, or I'm prepared to do some time. I'm prepared. Ain't gonna be no mysteries about what happened to you. I'm gonna go straight down to the department, turn myself in, I'm gonna handle my wrist, and I ain't gonna say nothing else. I don't care what nobody say, because I would rather go and go through that than have my son end up like this. This 14-year-old boy went into this woman's house and raped her in front of her 4-year-old daughter and then robbed her. Okay, 14 years old. And stabbed her in the chest, y'all. Stabbed her in the chest, and I think he stabbed her in the forehead, like he sliced her forehead or something too, from what this article says. But let me go ahead and keep going. So it says the DA's office says the 14-year-old ordered the woman to unlock her cell phone as the accomplice allegedly went through the bedroom looking for property to steal. Probably was looking for jewelry. As this occurred, the teen allegedly S-word assaulted the woman and choked her, and with her daughter in close proximity. This assault allegedly continued in the hallway. So, nobody's gonna just lay there and be calm while they're being S-word assaulted. So, she's probably trying to get away and protect her daughter like anybody would. So, he's probably fighting her, as she was trying to get away from this terrible experience. Okay? So, 14-year-old defendant, it says the 14-year-old defendant reportedly took the mom back into the bedroom and attempted to pull her 4-year-old daughter out of the bedroom. The mother reportedly tried stopping him, and he ultimately left the child in the room while taking the victim into another room. According to the statement, the suspect pulled out a switchblade, showed it to her, then slashed her across her head and forehead. Okay? He then allegedly stabbed her in the upper left part of her chest. I'm thankful that, that wound was not serious. And, from what the last article said, it was non-life threatening, because what's in the left part of your chest? Your heart, that fourth and fifth intercostal space, the heart is located there. But with women, we have breasts and You have to actually go a little deeper to even reach the heart, So I thank God that, this young lady survived that. Okay, but let's keep going. So it says both suspects fled the home on foot following the assault, and the victim required stitches and staples to her head, face, and her chest. The teen admitted to his role in the burglary after taking a DNA sample and was handed additional charges. The DA's office says the teen is charged with first-degree rape, first-degree criminal S-word act. Okay, 2 counts of first-degree assault, 2 counts of first-degree burglary, and 1 count of first-degree S-word abuse, 1 count of second-degree strangulation, and endangering the welfare of a child. He was arraigned in Suffolk County Youth Court and is being held without bail. The teen's accomplice reportedly remains at large. Okay, so. And they say they had camera footage provided by the police department. And that camera footage is basically what I showed y'all. But yeah, so when people ask where the parents are in these situations, you have to realize parents, are not the only influences on their children. The only reason why I'm asking where they was is because we are part of the influence, but we're not their biggest influence. When people get into their teen years, their biggest influence are their peers, okay? And you really want to watch, if you have a son or whatever, you have a black male son, you really want to watch their friends, okay? You want to watch who the fuck they're hanging around. You want to watch those ones, especially the ones who, they seem like good boys, especially watch them. You know what I'm saying? Especially, so this ain't the page where I shame black women for having sons or whatever. I don't do that. I don't believe, because I know it's a sector on YouTube where some black women who are divested or whatever they want to call themselves, they shame black women for being single parents and having sons. Their talking points and their rhetoric, in my opinion, is no different than the manosphere and these self-hating black men who hate black women. They, like, if you just cover up their profile pictures and their names and you read their comments, you will literally be convinced that a black male wrote that. And sometimes it shocks me with some of these women, they're so hateful what they say to women like myself who have black male sons. They'll say some very derogatory and toxic things. And at the same time, think that themselves, they're victims and all. And I hate that, because I'm like, you spew the same hatred of the manosphere towards a black woman. I'm a black woman. And because I happen to have a black male son, you spew the same hatred. And you assume that because I have a son, that my son is like these men in the community, or and it's weird because neither party holds the fathers accountable. I want y'all to comment on that too. If you are a black woman and you are in this space, if you notice that, I want y'all to comment on that too, because I stand up a lot of times to those women. I don't like that kind of rhetoric, I don't, like I keep saying, when you have sons, especially, and they're of that demographic, no matter what demographic your child is, you have to watch their friends. But especially with this demographic, because they're easily influenced, and a lot of times they don't have those older male role models around to teach them to do the right thing. And sometimes they have their friends around, and what is wrong seems cool. It seems like the end thing. And when these older males, sometimes the older males do get a hold of them and they say, hey man, don't go out there and do X, Y, Z. Don't hang with them. Think about what you're doing. Sometimes when they tell those younger males, like that message, the younger males also think like, oh, well, that shit ain't cool, because they're being influenced by the friends. Okay. And I get a lot of black mothers who, even in my personal life, who have sons, and they always come to me for advice on their sons, because they don't know. It's not really a sector for black women who have sons. Okay, it's not really a sector out there for black women who have sons. These women are shamed. They're talked down to, all because they birthed a son. And it's weird to me when other black women do it, because black women are the most educated demographic out of everybody in the world. And you would think that, this little, percentage, those divestors, that demographic, they will understand how biology works. Because real natural, when you make a child, when a child is conceived, we all know that when you don't do it in a lab and you don't manipulate the gender of the child, the father, the fertilizer, the sperm, chooses what the sex of the child is going to be, not the mother. So you would think, like, why are you mad at this woman because she has a son? Okay. But anywho, I get a lot of women who come to me and they seek advice from me for situations for their sons. Some of them don't like my advice because some of these mothers are those coddling mothers. They coddle their sons. One woman wrote me an email one day and told me that her son had got caught up in gang violence. He had been shot in the leg or whatever, went to jail, had a baby. He had done all of that, y'all, in the span of 2 to 3 years. And when he had the baby, the mama was raising the baby. And I told her, I said, if I'm like, I can't step in on everybody's situation because ultimately that's her son and that's her business. But I gave her, my words of advice. They probably not gonna like everything I say, but if you wanna, influence or, help this person to change, because, ultimately the choice is up to that young man to change, no matter what his mother, no matter what God or anybody else does, it's ultimately up to that person. They have their own free will to do what they want to do. But if you want this person to change, sometimes you have to grin and bear it and you have to tough love them. And I told her straight up, I said, I wouldn't care what his situation was. I would have handed that baby back to him. I would have said a prayer. I'd anointed the child's head or whatever, the 5-month-old grandbaby, but I'd have handed that baby back to him and he would have had to fend for himself, because that's your child. That is your responsibility. I raised mine. Mine is done. I didn't, I basically kept it real with her. But I am going to get off of here because y'all know I can talk. I can go on and on and on. You guys get in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this video and everything that I said. If you all have any suggestions, the email will always be in the description box below. You all, please be safe, be alert, and be aware.